Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, so, but it's all good. It keeps everything relevant with me.
Trust me, it is like that at this time of year. You just gotta keep
It is,
it moving.
yeah, Dr. Lamb and I were talking about that last night. You have to, you have to keep up with everything, and it moves so quickly, changes so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, the business is good evening, everybody. The business is different than it was 3 years ago. Much different. What is this? I've got somebody sent me a picture of Mark and a grandbaby looks like.
He has two of them.
Look at
Two of them
that.
in 3 weeks, Dan. That's
Wow.
that's the girl. That's Chloe.
Looks like a lamb. That
Yeah.
round
could
face,
be.
no hair, and pug nose.
I can't tell the difference between the two of them, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Well, you said they were a boy and a girl. I think you should be able to, Mark.
Well, I'm gonna go sneaking around, man.
Yeah.
Phyllis is smiling on that one.
Just like have a litter.
He stepped right into that one.
He did, Phyllis.
That's the same when you get a litter of puppies, just have to lift their tail and look. So,
I'll be sure and tell Alina that down.
yeah, you tell Alina that. She'll appreciate that. She wouldn't be mad at all about hearing that. Yeah, I can tell. All right, it's 6 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. Rod, I hope you're doing well from your surgery and everybody's doing well tonight.
Slowly but surely.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Just keep up with everybody. I think Anita said she's having trouble finding one, but double check your class grade center. I know you all know how to do that, but I'm going to do that quickly. Let me share my screen.
Dale, before you start that young lady I sent you a week or so ago about her system didn't have anything from Cardinal Webb. You get that straight. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Okay.
We had to start, she's down in Craven, and every day is
Right.
their first day. I've had to physically go down there a couple of times. And so the problem is we didn't have a current MOU. So I put the lady on that. And so supposedly she's got it worked out. So
Good.
thank you. I followed up with Julie May is our new person who does that in the dean's office. She's not an admin. She's a partnership, but she's the one that has to do all that stuff. So yeah, I met with her and Wendy to make sure that they followed up on that and everything's good. Wendy sends the letter that says that they're in the program, and Julie's the one that does the contractual. And so I actually scheduled a meeting and met with both of them. So yeah, that went well.
I thought she was a 603 student though, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So why now?
Because it's Craven County. They get
Okay.
they get around. I had one, I want to say was in her either 4th or 5th semester, was a master's student, and they said she couldn't do her internship at her home school. I had to go down there and work it out where she went over to a school about 35. I followed her over there, and she finished her last semester over there at that other school after she'd done 4 at her home school. They finally decided that they weren't going to allow that, but they hadn't approved it. So, but now I could mention a name and you'd know what I was saying. She worked with us there in Rocky Mount, Danny, that a couple of summers. That was backlash over her. She had been the superintendent there, and she was working for Gardner Webb, and she did not leave under good terms. And so they boarded all of our interns.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So we've not had a good, so you know what I'm saying. Since that time, we've struggled in Craven County.
Yeah, she's not a superintendent there anymore, I don't believe.
No, she's not. No, they put her out. They parted ways. Now I saw something not long ago that she got another superintendency. But that was quite a while back, but I don't know what she did in the interim. But yeah, that when they had the blow up there in Craven, and they dismissed her, it got really ugly with our interns, and it's not gotten any better. That's what this is all about.
Well, that's where we need to hopefully get back to do some visits. So maybe we can
Yeah.
head that off ahead of
Yeah,
time.
you know, with gas prices, I was telling Danny last night, I don't know if Gardner will approve us doing visits or not. You know, they're not going to go up. I doubt they'll go up on their mileage, and so I don't know if they'll approve it or not. So, but we're certainly planning to hit the road again in the fall. I think we need to get back out in the schools.
Yeah, that's best.
I think that's
Face to face never hurts.
No, it doesn't. I think that would be great, but we'll see how it goes. So when you go into your class, obviously y'all know how to do this better than I do. And go to full grade center. You know, as you can see, my points are 45. If somebody's not, you know, in the 3,000 range, then I'm gonna be concerned. You know, I've got one right here that's at 1,500, and I've already had a meeting with her. But she's the only one that I've got out of 25. 24 minor, as you can see. Some of them have already gotten their points for the year. But you know, if they don't have close to half their points at this time, they're in trouble. You know how that goes. And so I've got one that's got a little over a third of hers. And so we had a come to Jesus meeting last week. So just follow through on those. If they're not at least halfway on their points, you need to have some sort of a chat with them to make sure that we get them through. So that's that piece. Bad news, good news. Our one of our MELS graduates, Winter Goodson, y'all know Winter. She's at Carver Heights, principal in Goldsboro. She's been with us. Well, I guess she's been with Danny for 30 years. She's been with me for what, Danny? When did I have her? 2010 or 11 in Goldsboro?
Yeah, I was her high school principal when she graduated from high school and in the master's program. So
yeah, we had her early on in the iteration of this program, maybe 11 or 12. It had to be probably 12 because it had to be at least 11 because it was at Wayne Community College. We weren't, you know, the first year we were over there at the old high school. So she started the MELS program. She's been with Gardner Webb about 10 years, and she was to defend her dissertation this past Friday, but Friday before last, she had a stroke. And I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not, but she's still in the hospital. She's been in the hospital for about 20 days now.
Yeah, and I haven't bothered her because I felt like that she was probably getting too much information, but I have a way of keeping up with what's going on because she's from a neighboring community.
Yeah. And I've texted with her a couple of times. Steve texted with her. She's getting stronger, but she's not going to be able to defend anytime soon.
No.
So, what is this? So, but prayers for her. So we can only pray. It was the worst kind. It was the hemorrhagic stroke, which I guess it's internal. You know, there's two types of those. But anyway, prayers for Winter. We hope to get her through. I certainly don't want to have to do another posthumous doctoral degree award like one of our Danny and I student from Athens Drive, Latoya. That's hard. That's hard.
I was thinking about that just the other day.
You know, she was with that really good, one of those last groups that we had at Athens Drive before we went online that we just loved. So
Molly in that group.
Molly's house and had a cookout. Carrie was in that group, Latoya, all that bunch. Yeah. She was she'd already defended and she didn't make it to graduation, and so we're praying we don't have another one of those. That's hard. that's hard on all of us, but anyway. The summer schedule, I had one change on it. And I just had to go back and balance the load, so let me share my screen on the summer schedule. Let's see. So there it is. I had, so I'm going to collapse these two sections together. So Dr. Caton will have those, and she will, or I will have those, and Caton will coach. So they'll have like 18 or 19 apiece, 20. And that was it. And everything else is the same. On the summer schedule, I've done the stipend report today. You see how wonderful this is to get to do. All the things that are on it, all of your ID numbers and different columns. It takes a while to do that with all that stuff. So it's done. And by schedule, I've checked it. All of these are correct on the banner schedule, so that's good. And this one's good as well. So I've had a fun day today. So everything should be good. When I send you the recording, I'll send you the final schedule. That will be in Blackboard for summer. We'll start as usual. Let me remind you, those who are teaching and coaching. The official first day is the 18th. You can start on the 16th of May if you want to, if you're one of those Monday, Tuesday people. If you do Monday, Tuesday, and don't start that week, then you won't be able to take the week of the 4th off. Remember that. You get 11 weeks if you can stretch it into that one. You get 11 weeks and you can take the 4th of July. And since it's on a Monday, students will expect to have that one off. So try to get started on that Monday or Tuesday, May 16th or 17th, if you're doing Monday and Tuesday classes. They will not come on the 4th of July, you know that. And you can take that week off. I'll get you the dates, we'll talk about those, but we're cranking on them in 603, trying to get them to the cap. Because I absolutely know that there won't be sending surveys and doing interviews once testing. We get the testing window this year, as high stakes as testing is this year. That will be a no. And that's one of the things that obviously we talk to our collaborative partners and we promise them that we won't do that. So we need to crank on them to get the cap ready for those that are finishing this summer. We got a big bunch that are finishing this summer. For those of you in 601, we're doing 601 add-on. We're doing their final town hall a week from tonight. We'll also talk to them about slingshotting into 730 in the fall, where they'll have 603 in the summer, then slingshot them into 730 in the fall and try to get those numbers up for fall enrollment in the LS program. So Steve will have something to do. So it's kind of like
Dale, for those that are doing 603 this summer, I talked with Robin today. I think we'll be at a place, I think that there will be many of them that will be well into the OMA by the time summer starts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over that with them all on Monday night, try to get them to go ahead and get started on the OMA, where we can, where we can be sure to get the OMA and the skip hammered out in the summer. It's hard in the summer, getting both of those in the summertime. And if they can get started on, if they can just get started on task 1 of the OMA, since it's a scavenger hunt, it's 60, 80, 100 pages long. If they can get all that stuff together, it's not too bad. It's just, it takes 2 weeks for them to do that first task of the OMA.
You're right.
It's just voluminous. I mean, it takes just a lot of stuff.
But Mark's been grading my group, and I think he'll attest to it. It's a strong group. They're good writers.
Yeah.
It's a good group. Yeah, it is a very good group.
Yeah, it's they're good. I've seen their work. The group that I've got, that came through that. I mean, it's what y'all are doing with them in 601 in terms of APA 7 is really helping. And, but part of it is the word is out, you must be a strong rider. And of course, we tell them the first night at the first town hall, that it's a riding intensive program. And I've tried to get the word out through KTA, but they don't want to, but I have, that, 20 hours a week, a lot of riding. And part of it is expectations as well, that. So it seems to be going pretty good on that piece. But the summer schedule, we will be doing graduation this spring. We've
And Dale,
got,
is it on Friday? Is it on Friday instead of Saturday this time?
yeah, no, it's both.
Okay.
It's both. It's Friday night and Saturday. So Friday night is the general ceremony where everybody will come. Now, our folks won't have any part in that, in terms of they won't get recognized. They won't go across the stage. The only people who participate in the Friday night part are the doctoral students get hooded at the Friday night event. Is my understanding that they're going to do that. Steve, is that your understanding that they're going to try to do that again on Friday night?
Yeah, that's but we really haven't had any official word, Dale. I mean, we're kind of waiting to get that, but
Yeah,
sense that we're going to do what we did last year.
exactly. They said, no news is good news, or they think no news is the same news. So the doctorals get hooded on Friday night. They have the general ceremony and all that, the guest speaker and fireworks and corn dogs, the whole deal on Friday night. I mean, you think I'm joking? They literally have fireworks. And then on Saturday we'll have the College of Ed. Now our folks get recognized. The add-ons get to go across the stage. The master students get hooded. They can wear their regalia if they want to. The add-ons, they can come, but we're off cycle. We have two, Matt and one more. Who's the other one that's off cycle add-on this time? And then the rest, the handful that Steve's got, are all just regular master students. So we won't have that many coming this spring. It's just the masters. So you folks who work with add-ons only, you won't have anybody that It'll be only those of us who have taught that master's group. I taught them, what was it, last summer or whenever it was. So yeah, I taught them last summer. So I know them, but it's just a small group this spring.
I was only going if Winter had finished and was going to
Yeah.
be hooded, but there's no reason for me to go
No,
now.
she's
Winter's
not.
gonna be
So
hooded.
that was part of, Winter, she's not. So they'll no need to come for that. We don't have anything, our folks don't have anything to do on Friday night. No need to come for that. And the only reason to come on Saturday is if you taught any of the masters, just straight master students. That's the only ones that will really be there. Because everybody else who graduated previously, we collected up in December, and so nobody's invited except for that 19 that Steve's got. It's all 17, 19, whatever he's got. That's the only ones that are coming. So we'll have hardly anybody there. Now the day we'll do. We won't have a general ceremony that morning. We'll meet out in the stadium. I think our time is 11, and we meet in that parking lot right across from the stadium there. And you walk in. They sequester us in the field house for the hour before that. I have no idea why. And then we go out to the field, and then we come marching in, and they have the stage set up. You were there last year, and we call everybody's name. They come across the stage or come in front of the stage, and we hood the masters. So we'll hood those. And the other two, if they want to come with them, they will. They'll just get a hell and hearty handshake, I guess. But they won't get hooded, but we'll hand them something. But the way they did it last year, we were up on the stage, the party, the platform party, but the students, they didn't have them come across the stage. They had them walk in front of the stage, and then with the chairs on the field, nobody, they all complained that none of their people behind them in the stands could see them because they didn't come up across the stage. But I don't know why they don't come across the stage, but I guess we'll do the same thing again where they'll just pass walk in front of the stage. And so that's what we did last time. Now, the rumor is, and I won't find out until 4 o'clock tomorrow at PEC meeting. That's professional ed. That's the School of Ed and all the arts and science people like English and math and history that have like the secondary certifications like math ed, that group. We meet on Tuesdays. And supposedly they're going to tell us tomorrow what's going to happen with the pinning ceremony for the undergraduates. The president was not happy at last year's pinning ceremony because it was only slightly shorter than the Crusades. It lasted, I don't know, seemed like 3 or 4 weeks. It was at least 3 or 4 hours. We were in there, and he was mad as fire when he left. And so he put the fatwa on them again. There'll be no pinning ceremony in the chapel this time. And so it has to be incorporated into the College of Ed, whatever we do. Well, if that happens, I mean, that seriously takes about, for those of you who've been to the undergraduate pinning ceremony, it takes about 20 to 25 minutes for every student. And they had 22 last year. And I'm serious, we were there. We were there forever and ever and ever. It got to the point of ridiculous. And so he said we could never do that again. So I don't know. They said they were going to cut it down. I mean, they bring in the supervising teacher, they bring their family, they have videos of them, they have statements from the students. The students do their own video and they play their video. I can't make this stuff up. I'm not kidding. It takes
Hey, I was there, Dale. I sat through it.
Yeah. And, you know, I understand this started back when they used to have 2 or 3 and they'd be done in about an hour. We had 22 last time and they didn't understand. I mean, they can't do basic math. If 3 takes an hour, 22, you know, it's going to take several hours. But they didn't figure that out until we got, you know, after about the first hour and everybody started looking around and we hadn't even got to the C's yet in the alphabet. And everybody started looking around and the president started looking, you know, getting redder and redder and madder and madder. Because he had to stay to the end to give his remarks. I went to sleep, woke up.
Dale was actually snoring because I was behind.
I was snoring. I'm telling you what, I rallied, Doug. Yep. That's about that time that Jimmy Wayne played at Coyote Joe's, the local hero from Bessemer City. All that crowd came down. They was already asleep by 9 o'clock. They had to rally them and get them back awake. He played about midnight. They already woke up. They thought it was daylight. That's kind of the way that was. And so I have no idea. So my point of that long-winded story is, if you, and unless you got some burning desire to be there, this could get ugly. It could last all afternoon. And remember, it's outside. And it'll either be only slightly less hot than the surface of the sun, or it'll be raining like it's pouring out of the booth, one or the other. And so if you could avoid it, we'd love to have you, but if you could avoid it, that would show a spectacular amount of judgment if you could avoid this thing. So, but that's what we'll be doing. And so that will be May. Let's see. Let me get back over here.
Is it 6th or 7th, Dale?
It's the 6th, Friday night, May the 6th, and Saturday, May the 7th. And our time is, I believe it was last year was 11 o'clock. And, but again, unless you teach that one group of masters that Steve's got now, that's the only students that we'll have there. We won't have anything going on Friday night unless you just come and see the fireworks. You've never been to the county fair, then if you hadn't, by all means, knock yourself out. But if you've ever been to a county fair, I think you won't have missed anything about what's happening on Friday night. It's much the same clientele. And so, you know, you get a lot of community members on Friday night that want to come and see the fireworks. And so it becomes kind of a deal that you'd rather not be involved in. And so it's not that I don't want you to come. It's just that it's not my favorite. I wish we were back indoors again. And I don't know why we had to make it so difficult at Christmas. When we graduated at Christmas, we went back to the arena again, the basketball arena, but instead of staging in the auditorium there that's in the same building right across the breezeway, we staged in the back of Boss Gym. And if you remember, it was coming a driving rainstorm. It was raining sideways. It washed paint off one side of my truck. It was raining so hard. And so after we got all in our regalia, then we had to go through the driving rainstorm to the back of the gym there, from the back of the gym into the Coliseum. And by the time we got there, you know, my shoes were squeaking over full of water. I mean, it was raining like it's never going to quit. And so we're going to get wet, I guess, or hot, or both. They're determined that we're not going to, you know, be able to get there, go into your, you know, put your clothes on once you get there, your regalia, and the students be in that nice dry auditorium. We're just not going to do that. So we lined up in Boss Gym, then had to go back outside. So I wish we would go back to, we all meet inside. Once you get inside, you're good to go. But we're not going to do that. And then of course we had to go in the rain down to Tucker for that.
We almost needed a paddle boat.
Oh, it was awful. It was really a tough day, but it seems like the worst weather is always reserved for graduation. So, but that's what we want to do. So that's what we'll be doing. That's the summer schedule. We did not meet. We have not seen numbers in a long time from KTA. They were on campus Thursday. I don't know where there is some sort of estrangement going on with them right now. I don't know exactly what that would mean. They're not doing a lot, but I think our momentum of our program will bring in a good many folks anyway, but I have no notion of the numbers for the fall yet. They've not given us a spreadsheet all semester long. So I don't know what's going on. Dr. Bull says he thinks we've separated and initiated divorce proceedings, but I don't know that he knows that. But so I have no projections for the fall yet. Normally we meet every other week. So sometime hopefully next week or so, as soon as I get those projections, I'll give you some kind of an idea what we'll be looking at for the fall. All right, everybody have a good evening. Pray for Winter. She's good people.
It's the best.
Yeah, and I'll see y'all again soon. Thank you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye.